Now, the Subway final word.
Jonathan Martin is sitting right here next to you. What would you say to him?
Honestly, I think I'd give him a big hug right now because we've been through so much, and I'd just be like, dude, what's going on? Why didn't you come to me? If he were to say, listen, you took it way too far. You hurt me. I would just apologize.
Richie Incognito talking to Jay Glazer of Fox Sports. Topic 3, what kind of impact will the Incognito-Martin bullying case have on the culture of an NFL locker room? Rob Rossi, for that matter, any professional sports locker room.
I don't think it's going to have any impact. I mean, these are close-knit societies. Even those of us like myself with the Penguins who are around these rooms every day, we don't know what goes on beyond those closed doors to the point beyond what we're allowed to know. They keep a lot of things between them. I just think this is one of those incidents that it got out, it got messy, it got ugly, but there's not a whole lot of indication that the NFL players want this situation to change based off the comments coming out of Miami where Incognito has been made very much to be looking like a guy that hasn't done that much wrong.
Dan, do you agree with that?
If you're going to see any kind of change, and just sticking strictly with the NFL here, I think it's going to be more at the coaching level. It's going to be more along the lines of what we saw with the Saints in the Bounty case, where the people who are overseeing the locker room, the people who are there and supposed to be responsible and aware of what's going on in there. In Miami's case, obviously, Joe Philbin and his staff, and it remains to be seen how much veracity there is to the idea that the staff was pushing Richie Incognito to quote-unquote toughen up Jonathan Martin. I think that's where you're going to see there be more caution, much as you saw with the Bounty cases. But I agree with Rob completely in the idea that if you think that the culture itself is just going to magically change because of this, no.
Mark Madden has a message for us from the Subway board.
The culture will not change at all because when push comes to shove and this case goes away, no one really wants it to change. The movers and shakers of professional football could force legitimate change in the locker room, but they won't. The movers and shakers outside football could force legitimate change in the locker room, but they won't. Case in point, Richie Incognito, by all accounts, throws around N-words like Frisbees. Where's Reverend Jesse Jackson? Where's Reverend Al Sharpton? Where are all the cheap opportunists who crawl out of the woodwork in a situation like this? I'll tell you where they're at. They're watching football on Sundays, and they don't want to spoil it. This whole thing is a disgrace. The Glazer Incognito interview was a joke. Glazer and Incognito are friends and business partners. They're all lying. Everyone but Jonathan Martin is lying.
All right, your tweets and Facebook posts will continue to scroll down the left side of your screen. Coming up next, we'll talk baseball. The MVP will be announced this week. Will the National League winner be Andrew McCutchen? Why or why not? We have a comment on that. Yeah, only one other player considered should be Clayton Kershaw. I am 100% against pitchers winning MVP. He, by the way, is not a finalist. Thank you very much for that comment. Back in a moment.